Yeah.
It is the next session, which is, of course, a startup pitch presented by Get Started by Bitkom. So for 1 hour, there's some really exciting stuff waiting for you. But not here. You have to become active now in order to join this 3D world, a virtual 3D world where you can see all the new innovations in the area of fintech and insurtech, which are on the market and what is yet to come. What do you need to do? Well, if you are already on the innovation stage, watching us there, then you should see right underneath a banner where it says, for startup pitch, enter virtual world here. You just click onto that and you're in. If you're unsure where you are right now, then the safest thing for you to do is just click the home button, and then you should see several icons, 4 of which should be yellow, and 1 of which, of those yellow ones, should say virtual stage. You click onto that and off you go. So enjoy, have fun. By the way, it will be hosted by Malte Frische from Bitkom. He'll introduce those pitches to you. Have fun there. I would like to thank you already at this point for having me here. It was great steering this for the last 2 days. I wish you all the best. Fabian and Kevin will pick you up after the startup pitches. So enjoy and best of success.
Well, thank you. My name is Malte Fritsche. I'm part of the startups team at Bitkom, and I'll guide you through today's pitch event. So let me shortly introduce this place to you. You have entered the virtual 3D world in which we want to present the Get Started Startup pitch powered by Visa. Being the largest tech association in Europe, it is especially important to us at Bitkom that you have a one-of-a-kind experience visiting our events. That's why we decided to share this gem of a world with you to take your networking to the next level. Everyone has an avatar to roam this digital world freely. You can easily interact with everyone around you and show emotions by just clicking on the emoticons at the bottom of your screen. Also, feel free to try our group chat. And if you're feeling a bit lost right now, don't worry. Just let it sink in and take yourself some time to ease into this new experience. So after this short technical note, I'd like to formally welcome you all to the Get Started Startup pitch powered by Visa. This pitch is also the conclusion of 2 great event days at this year's Digital Finance Conference, full of exciting sessions with top-class representatives from business and politics. So before moving on to the great pitches of 5 really exciting startups today, I would like to take the opportunity to ask Felix a few questions. So Felix Markopf is the head of fintech at Visa, and in his role, he's the partner of today's pitch event. So Felix, it's good to have you here.
Thanks, Malte.
Well,
great to be here.
Hi. So, in line with the motto of the Digital Finance Conference this year, I'd like to know how a corporate like Visa is disrupting for the better.
Thanks, Malte. So thanks for having me. Real pleasure. And I'm really looking forward to the pitches today. So let's keep it short. And well, your question, I believe that Visa disrupt for the better together with its large global ecosystem of long-term partners. Together, we partner on innovative and sustainable payment solutions. And actually what we do at Visa, we do it with a very diverse and highly talented team across the globe. Let me give you maybe 2 concrete examples how I believe Visa disrupt for the better based on the hot topics that have been discussed here at the conference over the last 2 days. The first one being sustainability. For Visa, this is a real important topic. And we're really glad and humbled to partner with innovative startups from Germany, for example, Tomorrow and Ecolytic, on sustainable payment solutions. To give you a concrete example, just last week, we've launched a CO2 footprint feature together with Tomorrow and Ecolytic that helps actually the consumer of tomorrow to understand their impact on their individual impact and footprint based on their individual consumption. So I think this is creating transparency. And with this transparency, I think consumers can become better and actually also change their habits. Another hot topic is blockchain and crypto. And I can tell you that Visa is fully committed to this space, and we make numerous investments in the field of crypto and digital currencies, and actually empower more than 50 of the leading digital currency wallets around the globe. Something we are extremely excited and proud of is a real industry first. Back in March, actually, Visa became the first major payment network to settle stablecoin transactions directly through our network without any conversion into or from fiat currency. I think these are real good examples how Visa is disrupting for the better with regards to digitization and the digital transformation in the financial industry.
Yeah, thanks. Well, these are definitely two of the hot topics of our time, no doubt about it. Now, coming closer to the pitch session, how is Visa partnering with startups?
Good question. I mean, partnerships and collaboration have always been in Visa's DNA for decades, since 60 years from the beginning. And at Visa, we see fintechs increasingly as a strong partner and driver for growth and innovation. So what we did, we've designed a set of programs that actually makes it quite easy to work with Visa. Let me introduce you to our 3 global programs. The first one is the Visa Everywhere Initiative. It's an open innovation program that gives startups a platform to actually promote their idea and unlock new opportunities. The second one is for a little bit more mature startups, but still early stage, who have a clear plan to go into payments, to offer payment products and propositions to their customers. And what we've done is we've introduced the FinTech Fast Track with strong Visa-ready partners who then help actually fintechs in launching payment products fast and frictionless. And ultimately, this gives them the opportunity to launch payment products within a little bit more than 8 weeks. So a real game changer, I guess, for startups and fintechs. But on the other side, it's not always about new players entering the market and competing against each other or against the incumbents. It's about collaboration. So I believe that collaboration is equally important. And for those startups who offer leading digital solutions and services, we introduced the FinTech Partner Connect program to foster collaboration between new and traditional players.
Cool. Thanks, Felix. And super interesting. And lastly, what are your 3 key messages to the startups present in this room today?
Very simple. I mean, if they are interested in payments and if they are looking for a strong long-term partner, firstly, engage with us. So don't wait, don't be shy, no matter what size or stage you are in, engaged. Secondly, we're interested in long-term partnerships and happy to join your journey. And thirdly, actually, we want to build top-notch products that are future-proof. So if you're excited about your products or your ideas, again, just reach out. You can look me up at LinkedIn and just drop a message.
Cool. Thank you, Felix, for this brief insight on how Visa is partnering with startups. And we will see you again soon in your function as a jury member. But of course, Felix is not alone in choosing the winning startup today. So therefore, I'd like to introduce to you also the other jury members, as there are. Yeah, there you are. Okay, there's Corinne Ackermann. She's the startup relations lead at InsurTech Hub in Munich. The ITHM is a non-profit innovation platform uniting international insurance and cross-industry partners, startups, investors, academia, and governmental entities in their quest to make the industry future-proof. It's great to have you.
Thanks.
Next one is Miriam Unser. She is the head of sales and business development at Tech Quartier in Frankfurt. Tech Quartier is a cross-industry innovation platform created to bring startups, corporates, and up-and-coming talent together to work, meet, learn, and collaborate on new technologies and digital business models, right? So that's it, digital business models. Great to have you too.
Thanks, happy to be here.
Hi. So last but not least, there is Sebastian Pitzler. He is a managing director at InsurLab Germany in Cologne. InsurLab Germany is the networking platform connecting insurance companies, science, and public institutions with startups developing digital products and services for the ecosystem. So thank you very much for being here and contributing your expertise today. It's great to have you. Well,
Thank
now
you.
finally, let's look at today's pitches. We are happy to have 5 super exciting startups of the finance and insurtech sphere here today. These are keyless technologies, EPAP, NECT, GetQuinn, and Riskeen. And each of these startups will do a 4-minute pitch. Afterwards, the jury will have the opportunity to ask questions. So let's start. First of all, I would like to introduce Rolf Huber to you. He's from Keyless Technologies in London. Keyless is a deep tech cybersecurity company building the world's first privacy-preserving biometric authentication and personal identity management platform. Sounds quite sophisticated, and Rolf will explain to you how this works. So Rolf, the next 4 minutes are yours.
Perfect, thank you. And I hope you can see this. So again, thank you for your time. I'd like to introduce what we're solving. It's a very familiar problem. How we do that, the deep technology part, you can ask questions, and then where we're doing that, important for a number of different sectors, for workforce and for consumers, for payments. And without further ado, these are things that you're familiar with, and they're problematic, whether it's because of working remotely, the current trend. Passwords really are not a strong mechanism for proving who you are. In many of your organizations, probably somewhere, are using cards and hard tokens as mechanisms, whether it's to enter the building or to access a service, maybe even to log into a system. Very, very expensive and very clunky. And some of the largest banks in Europe are desperate to replace this kind of technology, especially as their partner network changes and people are moving around. Soft tokens, and I'll ask you, have you ever been confronted with an SMS code to reset something or even just to make a simple transaction? There are a number of cyber attacks that leverage this. It's just a bad user experience, and it's certainly not secure. So many of these mechanisms exist today, but most of us are familiar with biometric of some kind. And that's kind of the state of the art, or it should be. That might be a fingerprint. So this is an old iPhone 6, and I could use that fingerprint to unlock the phone, or this multi-SIM, whatever, with a Face ID and so forth. But this presents a number of significant challenges, which have been heightened by sensitivity to the capturing of biometric data, but also the new cyber attacks. So just for a moment, from a technical standpoint, as it were, what is the problem when we start replacing all that using local authentication? What I mean is when we start authenticating ourselves biometrically, but on the device. It means what happens when I drop my phone, which I did on the way over here to Boston. I need to re-enroll the KYC process, et cetera. As an end user, I don't need that kind of hassle. And as a business, we don't need that kind of cost. It's not universal. There are many different types of devices and different categories that we don't want to necessarily have to design in the user experience. The security is also actually not assured. And I'll give one example. With your, maybe ask you which device you use on this thumbprint iPhone 6, I can enroll myself, but I could also enroll, let's say, a fellow student with one of our use cases to take that exam, or somebody else to approve a transaction. We're not really knowing who that person is. The alternative approach for authentication, for proving who you are, is typically to centralize, where we capture biometric information, and maybe with some simplistic mathematics, we store that centrally. And if you're familiar with the solar winds or the current hacks in the US or anywhere, this creates a central honeypot, and leakage of data is possible. We can explore, a hacker can explore that central data. Keyless replaces this with a unique combination, 10 years of research, academic research, in cryptography, multi-party computation, and advanced biometrics. And it works quite, sorry, I'm seeing the clock, quite well, simply by capturing this information, transforming it in a way that preserves the privacy and returns a key for logging into a service or authenticating a transaction. And this is the key element that this technology allows us to guarantee privacy and security in replacing the existing authentication mechanisms. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Rolf. Thank you for this great pitch. And I am looking over at the jury as soon as they appear on my screen for asking some questions. They'll appear soon, I'm sure.
I would have a question.
Sure.
Perfect. Yeah, please, let's go.
Yeah, I would love to know your interest in the German market.
Well, it's particularly in Germany, there are some nuances. One is that there's a heightened sensitivity in our experience on privacy, where using and misusing biometric information can really interrupt the trust in a service. Another aspect is that it's a very fragmented financial services market. I won't use the term overbanked, but there are many, many different smaller and larger players, and therefore winning new accounts, winning new customers is also a constant kind of struggle. And the third, of course, is a very strong regulatory aspect. Of course, keyless complies with GDPR because we don't store biometric information, but we make it much, much easier to comply not just with the user sensitivity, but also the regulatory aspects. And the last is that there's still an international aspect. You know, we've got big markets, German-based firms working globally, and they need to serve very diverse jurisdictions. And that's what we can simplify. So Germany is a particularly attractive market for keyless.
Thank you.
Well, perfect. Are there further questions?
Maybe just another question here from
Sebastian.
Untitled Germany. Hi, pleasure to meet you, Rolf, and great pitch. Thank you. Apple has just released iOS 15 and given outlook like how they want to integrate identity cards, keys and other stuff to the wallet. Do you think this is also, let me say, a new trend, and how would it work or combined with your technology approach?
Absolutely, it's a trend because the existing mechanisms in market, which we're using every day, multi-factor authentication, we think of PSD2 for strong customer authentication, simply are insufficient. And so what Apple's addressing, let's say, generally more towards the consumer market, what we've seen with the initiatives from Microsoft on Windows Hello, on Windows 10, as it were, is exactly the space. What we're doing is, however, eliminating the technical requirements of a particular device. Any of the 26,000 Android devices with a front-facing camera, or the 23 Apple phones, which I have today, can provide that same level. In fact, keyless is FIDO secure certified. So I feel a bit ahead of the curve. You know, Apple loves hardware. We're, you know, in that same space. We do that without that.
Thank you, Rolf. Any further questions? If this is not the case, I would like to thank you, Rolf, for pitching. And we will move on to the next startup. This is EPAP from Hanover. EPAP is a platform offering expense management solutions for individuals. It allows users to evaluate expenses and generate digital vouchers and bills. Fabian Gruß, co-founder of EPAP, will explain to us how it works. Yeah, right. Fabian, the stage is yours.
All right, thank you. Can you all guys see my screen?
Not
Perfect.
now. Yeah.
All right.
No.
Yeah, nice. All right. Hi, I'm Fabian. I'm one of the co-founders of EPAP, and we are a startup working on something that somehow hasn't changed at all, namely receipts. We improve everything around them, how they're handed out, how they look, and mainly which benefit they bring. There's no real need to talk about the why, because the current status printed receipt is just kind of absurd. They are bad for the environment, they are printed in millions every day, and are harmful to the health of everyone who's getting involved. And they lack something retailers really need. They need an effective customer retention tool. And printed coupons or promotions offer little conversion, and again, pretty absurd in a digital and sustainable world. And also for me as a customer, handling of receipts today is simply annoying. You lose receipts, you can't read anything after a couple of weeks. And if I want to use them to track my finances or to check my warranties, that's just super complicated. In today's world, I get everything digital, so why not here? And that's where we can help and bring value to receipts that hasn't been there before. For customers, we offer our app, which you can use to collect all receipts in one place. So not only from our own integrations at retailers, but also from stores like Rewe or even competitors to really have one place to gather all receipts, currently at around 4,500 stores. Of course, you can also scan printed receipts, so simply snap a photo and we analyze and categorize everything with the help of machine learning. And why? To give users a detailed overview about their finances. Just add the receipt right at the point of sale or via photo, and your finances are done. To think that even further, we're currently integrating an open banking API together with Tink, so that we can, in a couple of weeks, start matching your transactions with your receipts automatically. And of course, all of that is built on a scalable platform. So retailers can integrate our API in the point of sale system to hand out digital receipts as quickly as possible. But we don't stop there and want to use the receipt to offer value-added services where all parties really can benefit from. So receipts can be branded to your taste and they can be used to get to know your customers. So simply ask them what you want, for example, to get feedback on your store, on the shopping experience, or even a new product. You can even run individual campaigns based on the receipt's content. So, for example, to offer individualized coupons. And all these things obviously don't stay just within our app. These features are easily integratable into other apps as well, for example, directly into your banking app, to retailer apps and other services. And other services is a very important aspect for us. We see amazing opportunities for receipts in other areas as well, things that we are already exploring. So for example, to use receipts as a channel to offer suitable product insurances or warranty extensions based on the receipt's content. So when you buy a new phone, simply upload the receipt, and that can be a great extension for an insurance to get new customers. We've already partnered up with an insurer in Germany to run a proof of concept on consumer electronic products. Another example is to directly link payments and handing out the receipt. So simply to tap your card, the receipt is automatically added to your favorite banking app. The receipt then can bring additional value for banks as well. So whether it's to improve categorizing of the transactions, or if it's to complete the financial overview with product information, or even use it to calculate the CO2 footprint of a transaction in an even more detailed way. So if you're coming from a bank, the payment industry, or an insurance, would love to hear your take on that, have a chat. Thanks for listening.
Thank you very much, Fabian. Thanks for this great pitch. I'm waiting for the jury to appear. And I'm waiting for the questions of our jury.
Hi, it's Felix. I can start. First of all, great pitch, Fabian, and amazing topic. I think that's something a lot of consumers are looking for, and to get this at scale, that would be fantastic. Maybe a quick question from my side. I mean, who holds or owns the data? I can imagine that retailers typically don't like to share the basket information with banks. I mean, that's something I'm really interested in to better understand.
Yeah, true. So there's no general answer to this topic, but I can differentiate between two cases. So if a receipt is handed out by the retailer and nobody uses it actually, so nobody takes it with the person home or uses it for their finances, then it's actually most of the times part or belonging to the retailer, so the data itself. But if a user really gets the receipt at the point of sale, for example, stores it inside our app, then the receipt belongs to the user himself or herself, and therefore actually goes away from the retailer in this perspective. But generally, it's a very big topic regarding privacy and receipts in German markets.
Thanks, Fabian. Further questions?
Yeah, it's Miriam here.
Yeah.
I also would like to raise one question. So first of all, also from my side, thanks for the pitch. Really liked it. I would like to know a little bit better from you how you would rate like the market potential. Yeah, because the market is already a bit fragmented because there are a few solutions out there, and yeah, especially some of them have a very good end-to-end experience for the user. You know, like just not only receipts, but like the phases before, the phases after that. Where would you see your most USP, your biggest USP here?
Yeah, I think for us, the most part is that we actually combine a lot of solutions and not really depend on actually issuing the receipt. So we offer additional value to combine multiple solutions. As you said, it's kind of a fragmented market, but most of the solutions actually don't offer any benefit for the retailer and not even for the customer. And therefore, our idea is to actually combine those solutions, put our value-added services on top. And this is, yeah, I think the biggest differentiation to competitors in the German market.
Thanks, Fabian.
Maybe.
Thanks for oh yeah, Sebastian, please.
Yeah, maybe I don't have a question. I have two remarks. First of all, I have just downloaded your app. So,
Nice.
And the second thing, if you want to work with more insurance companies, just let me know.
Okay, nice.
You have said that you have already explored one insurance use case. We from InsurLab Germany would be happy to help you.
Perfect.
Let's see what's
I
possible.
will contact you on LinkedIn, I think.
We
Nice.
actually have a question to add if we have time.
Sorry, we're running out of time on this pitch. I'm sorry, I'm really sorry, but we have to move on to the next startup. Thanks, Fabian. Thanks for your pitch, for answering the questions.
Thanks, guys.
And we are moving on right to the next pitch. It's a pitch by Benny Jürgens. He's the CEO of NECT. NECT develops trust services based on the product called Selfie Ident. It's an AI-based online identification. So, Benny, stage is yours. Please tell us more about it.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm me. Some of you know me already, so but a little bit to my background. I'm a software developer myself. Have been working 10 years for the insurance industry before founding NECT. That's a little bit about the background, how we came up with the idea. Sorry for the slides being in German. I was just 5 minutes before the pitch aware of that I should do it in English. So sorry for that. But the idea came from that, especially insurers, but also banks are sending out hundreds, thousands, or million activation letters a day to activate your access to the Rechnungs app, for example, or to your normal online banking app, which is not very digital and frustrates the user because he has to wait like 3 days before getting access to the bank account again. But we had looked at the market, and you had the choice between like the eID and video ident mainly. The problem with video ident is not only that you have to wait for service agents, so it's a bad user experience, but it's also very expensive compared to an activation letter. On the other hand, you had the eID, and still nowadays it's still only used by 6 to 10% of the people. So you haven't really had a solution for all the users you have as an insurance company. So our idea had been to have the optical check of the identity document, but without being checked by a human being, because the human control check is the reason for waiting times, for high costs and stuff like that. But being an optical check of the identity document, you have the benefit of supporting all the documents around the world. And for example, an insurance usually has between 15 to 20% of users not having a German identity document. So this is typically the best choice to go for. So our idea has been to reinvent video ident. So having the same compliance level video ident can provide, but having AI instead of a service agent. And it looks a little bit like that. You do a selfie video of your face where you have to say 2 randomly chosen words based on the face movement and the lip movement. We check if you said the right words. which helps us to prevent using masks or just holding up pictures, deep fakes, and stuff like that. The second step is to record a video of your identity document. And so it's a video, so we can also check the optical variable security features like holograms, optical variable ink, and stuff like that. As she is using an identity document, she also has to record the backside of the identity document. With a passport, it's only the front side. What you see is like the video is going like 40 seconds, 45 seconds, and she verified the identity on what we say is equivalent to the physical presence. Mainly in the background, during the 40 seconds, we check everything you would normally do. So if you would check the identity of a human being in front of you, you would take the identity document, check the holograms, and maybe look at the face, if it's a real face, and matches the face on the identity document. That's basically what our tool is doing. And we also added a patented technology to verify that the recordings are made in this point in time. So it's pretty hard to attack with a fake video or a pre-recorded video. So even identity fraud and identity stealing the identity of someone else is very, very hard. We went live in 2018. We have very good ratings on our app. We have 4.9 stars out of 5 stars in the App Store. And we also have good ratings of our customers. So we save up to 75% of the cost while having 25% more users. The next step for us really is the NECT ID, which enables you to reuse your verified identity, which is live since April. I'm happy to get your question.
Well, thanks, Benny. Time's up, and sorry, but we have to be tough on this today as we have a pretty tight schedule. Yeah, well, thanks for your pitch. I'm sure that your innovation, your business model were well comprehensible through your good explanations, even though the pitch deck was in German. And up next, I see Corinne is raising her hand. Let's go.
Yeah, Benny, always a pleasure. I know you have a lot of traction and a lot of interest from big corporations, and I think your product is fantastic, and thank you for the bilingual pitch. My question to you would be, I mean, I've used your product myself when signing up for an insurance. Would white labeling make more sense rather than having to actually download the NECT app just for this identity? And how do you deal with that kind of struggle?
Yeah, I do see two kind of benefits of having the NECT app instead of a white label product. The first of all is, so if we update our app, the user will always have the newest version, which also helps security-wise, but also user experience-wise. If you want to update like SDKs and white label products for all the specific providers, especially for the insurance industry, to be honest, right? If we would send out updates to the insurers, it would take like 2 months, 3 months to have everything update again. So it helps for the user experience and also for the security to be always up to date. And the second step is that now you can reuse your NECT app with just a selfie to verify your identity across all the insurers in our customer base, which would never happen if we would have started as a white label solution. So as of now, we already have like roughly 3.5 million users in our app, and they all can happily use their identity with all the insurers and public health insurers with just a selfie.
Thanks, Benny. We got room for one more question. Yeah, Sebastian, please.
Hi, Benny, good to see you. Like Corinne has already mentioned, you got a lot of traction and success in the German market, starting with the insurance industry. So what's next, or NECT, right? Is it what's coming beyond Germany, or what's coming beyond the insurance industry? Because I think your technology is so usable in other situations, industries, and markets.
Very good question. So this year is all about two things. First, adding more products, which is on the one hand, e-signatures. So you can use your NECT app. Again, a benefit of having the NECT app, a central app. So you can use your NECT app to sign contracts, employee contracts, credit contracts, and stuff like that. And the second step is also to go international, where we target mainly European countries, because as being compliant in Germany for many use cases, we are also in the same time compliant for many use cases in the European Union, which helps us a lot to accelerate there.
Great. Thanks, Benny. Thanks for the pitch and answering the questions of our jury. And that brings us to our next to last startup this night. It is GetQuinn from Berlin. GetQuinn allows you to track all your stocks, ETFs, cryptos, alternative assets, you name it, in one place and interact with friends. The co-founder and CEO of GetQuinn is Christian Rokita, and he'll tell us more about their social network for investors.
Yeah, hi, good evening, everybody. Happy to present GetQuinn today. So as you already said, GetQuinn is a social network for retail investors. And yeah, why are we doing this? Today, already 90% of retail investors discuss their investment decisions with friends. And how are they doing this today? So they do it on WhatsApp, they interact in Facebook groups, they discuss which stock they buy when they go to a dinner. But how cool would it be to have a distinct platform for this? And exactly this is what we're doing. And the mission we have in this behind is we want to inspire people how to invest. So let me give you a brief overview about our platform. So as you know it from Facebook or Instagram, whatsoever, you can create your tailor-made investor profile where you can link your social accounts, where you can find your friends, where you can connect with your friends with follow and following them. And then you can import your portfolio. So you can essentially link your social profile to your existing stock broker account, like Trade Republic, Comdirect, Consorsbank, whatever. And you not only can track stocks, you can track cryptos, ETFs, alternative assets, real estate, everything in one place. And then you can have all these classic social functionalities, so you can interact and share. So you can comment on the trades of your friends, you can like it, you can share it, you can see how other famous people or influencers are investing, and everything. This happens in our web and mobile apps. Give you a few numbers on the traction. So we founded this company 1 year ago. We are now at more than 50,000 users. With strong retention metrics. They spend on average 16 minutes a day if they have a profile, 12 minutes on average. And at the moment, this presentation is a couple of weeks old. We have around 700 million in assets on our platform. And yeah, just to give you an idea on social, which is definitely our core. So when we launched social, it has a massive effect on screen time because people are just coming more active. They interact more, they comment, they share, they have more sessions, and this is our big bet for the future. So we think really the future of stock markets is really social. And I mean, when you have had a look on the recent hype around GameStop and Reddit and everything, you kind of see already the early days where people meet and interact and spend time on stock markets, and stock markets becoming really pop culture. And GetQuinn is aiming to be really the centralized platform for this. Yeah, so one important metrics for us is definitely that people are sharing. So on the first day when people come on a platform, they start sharing, they share their profile, they start sharing their trades with their friends on WhatsApp or wheresoever. And this is really the aim where we want to be. So we want to make investing mainstream. We want to really have people inspiring others, bringing their friends, because we think that much more people should invest in Germany, even though the last months have been very crazy for the stock markets and lots of new people came, but we have still a lot to do. When you look in America and you have like 60% of stock market participation, this is where we should go. And we think our platform can have a significant role here. Just a few words on monetization. We aim in the long term to do that as a classic social model like Facebook to mostly utilize on advertising revenues. Yeah, this is also in sake of time. Let's keep it social. Social finance is quite new space, especially as a platform model. So of course, eToro, it's more like a brokerage space. Right now in social finance, there are two players which are in US Common Stock and GetQuinn in our place. And yeah, a few words on the company, maybe to close it here. So as mentioned, we are founded in 2020 by Raphael and myself. We both have been in banking before, and yeah, raised the seed round last year, 1.2 million, and yeah, since then I think, yeah, build the app, and now looking more into Series A, which will come soon. So that being said, if you don't have the app yet, please download it and check it out. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. And thanks for being Pitch today. And happy to answer any questions. Bye bye.
Oh well, thank you, Christian, for this super interesting pitch you did. And yeah, well, we're looking forward to some more questions of our dear jury.
Ladies first, Miriam.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's go, Miriam.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot for your pitch. I really like that topic, but not just talking about how you should invest, but really to educate people on, yeah, like also like target groups, which are perhaps not so close to the topic of investments. So I was curious if you are more aiming on the fact that like the users between like each other are like exchanging and sharing and everything, or if you also want to produce content by yourself, like to really educate the people on how investing can work. So because this is the functionality I like most, that you take this education part.
Yeah, very good point. In our app, we have a section Learn where we completely dedicated to actually educate the people. But yeah, you see that there is not too much interest in actually getting educated by professional content. People are much more interested in interacting with each other and seeing how others are investing, seeing how others what others do, are really interested in people and not too much interested in those kind of learn resources. And it's also kind of yeah, I also can like understand it somehow a bit, because you have so many resources in the internet where you should invest in ETFs, blah blah blah, this is how you should structure your portfolio. So if you Google it, you find 100 articles, but at the end of the day, what really matters is trust, and you have most trust when you really see how a person's actually investing themselves and how they invest putting their own money into place. And I think this is kind of also what social is all about, right? And you go social network, it's authenticity and kind of trust communities. And we really think that this can have a massive impact on the future of how people are investing and how they come to their investment ideas. So content is definitely, our own content is a part, but we will much more focus on user-generated content in the future.
Yeah, but that's cool. I think it's a good observation. Thanks.
Felix, of course, the next question is yours.
Thank you, Christian. Really great presentation. Two maybe very quick questions from my side. First of all, on the B2B side, on the monetization model, which partners do you have already acquired? So that would be interesting to understand. And then second question, not sure if I understood it correctly, but can I, as a GetQuinn consumer, also initiate trades out of the app, or can I only pull actually if I go, for example, to my Trade Republic or Consorsbank app, and if I did trades there?
Yeah. Two very good questions. So on the first side, we're doing some projects, have some project live with the leading European fund providers, especially ETF providers. But to be honest, like monetization is zero focus at the moment, because focus at the moment like grow the user base and scale it to different countries. But we have like let's say we mostly do it to do kind of proof of concept here. On the second question, we are limited in Germany, unfortunately, to the API connectors, and the API connectors in Germany are unfortunately not the best in the world. That being said, is we not allow trading in Germany yet. In the US, for instance, you have very strong connectors. You could do it straight away. So when we launched the US market, you could trade from day one from the GetQuinn app in every account in the US. In Germany, this is limited due to bad connectivity in terms of OpenAI infrastructure. It will come. So also now the bigger banks have their APIs, but we would need to add them step by step, every bank themselves. And this is essentially like not worth the time. And we like waiting a bit more to have a centralized solution to add it once and then have access to all the banks. This is our approach here. So right now in Germany, not possible. In more markets we launch, like Nordics have a good APIs, UK has good APIs, US has super strong APIs. There we will have trading straight from start. In Germany, we don't have it at the moment. And I think like time frame would be here like 6 months, 6 to 12 months to have it in Germany.
Cool. Thank you very much, Christian. And we already move on to the last pitch of the evening already. It's Riskeen. Riskeen analyzes the risks, preferences, and needs of your customers in a holistic way to make them visible and though actively manageable. Sebastian Radcliffe, product manager at Riskeen, will tell us how. And so, Sebastian, stage is yours.
Hi, last but not least. My name is Sebastian Radcliffe. I'm a product manager at Riskeen, and I'm excited to introduce you to customer-centric advisory of the future. If I can move your faces and change slides. Yes, your customers are interested in the risk and dreams and not in insurance products. Therefore, we put those topics at the heart of our advisory solution. Basically, we help you to show your customers their risks. We understand your customers' preferences, and we support you in advising them to achieve their dreams. Firstly, we calculate the objective risks. The necessary data we get mainly from open source international databases, which also means that we can rapidly expand into new markets. And for our clients, it's super important to get customized solutions. And this is why we constructed like a flexible structure that allows to individualize the existing risk analysis. This can be how many risks are we displaying, what type of risks are we displaying, and so on. On the right-hand side, you can see some examples of that. Second, subjective risk preferences are automatically analyzed across news and social medias. And this allows our customers to first provide real-time talking points for the advisor. Some of you might remember the old newspaper articles in insurance sales. Then secondly, advisor dashboard, which allows filtering according to risks, products, and even regions. And then we help you understand your customer risk maps for campaigns and portal management. Wishes and dreams are then in the center of financial planning. And basically our algorithm elDAS connects advisory models with the lifecycle model and conducts forecasting. This enables advisors of all experience levels to do advanced financial planning. And basically what you get is wealth management quality at retail costs. And this advisory philosophy translates into really cool numbers. What we see is higher cross-selling, more premium, and decreasing churn. Our entire advisory suite is built in APIs that allows us to rapidly adjust to your corporate identity, but also to individual customer journeys and requirements. And of course, all the modules, each icon that you see on the left represents one of our advisory APIs. They're intelligently connected in the background. And on the right-hand side, you can see some examples of those implementations that usually take us between 3 to 5 months. No matter your use case, our API solution can be arranged to support them. So we do high-quality leads generation on website, portal, or app. We have solutions to support agents that guide them towards high-quality holistic advice and cross-selling. And we have a fully functioning SME solution with intuitive models for the whole advisory journey, from risk analysis to digital offer and digital applications. All those use cases are also available as chatbots 24/7 at marginal costs. It is essential for our customers to know what their customers are doing, why they're buying certain insurance products or bank products, and what products have been recommended, who bought what. So we always come with analytics as well as part of our solution. We're particularly proud that we've already been able to implement our solutions with partners in the insurance world, banks, and also brokers. And I'm very much looking forward to questions from the jury. Thank you very much. 10 seconds to go, actually.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Sebastian. And maybe it's just on me, but the guy on the second slide you showed looked a very little bit like a glassless image of you, if I may say so. So again, it was a beard. I don't know. All right. So, dear jury, for the last time this night, please feel free to ask your questions. Sebastian, please.
First of all, a great pitch, Sebastian. Great to see you and to have you as part of our startup and member network at Insurtech Germany. One question, so looking forward, what is your next ideal insurance partner? So who do you want to partner with? What's your next customer if you could choose?
Well, first of all, a fantastic name, Sebastian.
That's true.
So yeah, traditionally we started off with big insurance companies, and that still runs basically at the heart of our company. So I would say if I was able to choose any customer, they're all equally fantastic. It would probably be a large international insurance company, and I'll tell you why. Because the microservices that we developed and the technology behind it really allows us to rapidly expand to different markets. So let's say a globally active firm gets risk and products. It's very easy to do a regional and then a global rollout. And there are lots of synergies across the markets. So yeah, it would be an internationally active insurance company or bank, basically. Was that an offer?
Primary or reinsurance?
No, that's primary insurance. So we digitize the sales process for primary insurance and also banks, and to then private customers and business customers. So it would be only primary insurance, not reinsurance.
Thank you. Is there another question for Sebastian? I don't know if someone is unmuting. I don't think so. No one is raising their hands. So, all right. Thanks, Sebastian, for your pitch and answering the question. So, this already was the last question asked tonight, and we've already finished with the pitch session. So, dear jury, I'm sure you all took detailed notes on today's pitches, and you now have the opportunity to drop into a breakout room to discuss about the most promising pitch of this night. So good luck with that, and see you later. Well, this gives me the opportunity to say a few little quick words about our startup program here at Bitkom. So with Get Started, we represent more than 600 tech startups. With Bitkom being Europe's largest digital association with about 2,700 members, we offer a unique network from small and medium-sized enterprises up to world's leading corporations in the digital sphere. We also engage in dialogue with policymakers and advocate for startup-friendly regulation. Moreover, we create a broad public for our members. We are doing so with our wide-reaching social media and press channels, and also, of course, with events like this one today, and also several other opportunities where you can take on an active role in our conferences and networking events. So lastly, all of this is available via our startup membership here at Bitkom, which costs only 100 euros per year for the first 6 years after founding. And so if this sounds interesting to you and your startup, please feel free to contact me, contact my teammates via the event platform, our website, LinkedIn, or whatsoever. So to give our jury another 2 or 3 minutes for agreeing on the winner, we'd like to draw your attention to our upcoming events here at Bitkom. So our team has prepared a short video for this purpose, and afterwards, I'm sure, or I'm optimistic at least, that we will be ready to choose today's winner. So see you after the video. So, welcome back after this short break, and to not miss out on any promising event here at Bitkom, I'd like to recommend to you to follow Bitkom and get started on Twitter, LinkedIn, whatsoever. Check our website to keep in touch. So, in the meantime, the jury has come to a decision, and since I'm sure you're just as excited as I am, I'd like to hand over to the jury member, Felix, who's announcing the jury's decision to us.
Thanks, Malte. First of all, let me say thank you on behalf of the entire jury. I think we've seen really strong pitches from all the startups. Unfortunately, we all know only one can win this competition today. It was definitely hard for us, but we believe that the winner has built a very strong app, a very strong proposition that is really hitting the right nerve of the right time, and especially with the last 12 months, I think, adding great value to consumers. So the winner is GetQuinn.
Well, congratulations to you, Christian.
Thanks a
we
lot.
Will see in there. Right. Great. Thanks to our jury for deciding. Again, congratulations to you, Christian. And so speaking to our audience, or do you want to say a few words, Christian? I don't know. Did you prepare a speech?
I did not prepare a speech, unfortunately, because this is, by the way, my first conference for so long time. So due to all the Corona things, so very happy to this decision. Thanks a lot for the warm words, and happy to pitch on the next event when we have maybe even more customers and even better app. So thanks again for the warm words.
Great. We're all looking forward to be in person again, I guess, to meet in person again. So speaking to our audience, please feel free to take the chance to reach out to Christian, as well as to our other great participants in this little pitch session tonight on the event platform. And well, what's left to say is many thanks, dear Felix. Many thanks also to Visa for partnering with us for this event. A very big thank you also to the other 3 jury members, which are Corinne, Miriam, and Sebastian. And of course, a very special thank you to the representatives of our 5 startups, Keyless, EPEP, Nect, GetQuinn, and Riskin. Thank you very much.